Shalom, shalom. Hi, it's Vessel once again. Look, I wanna pose a scenario to you. A scenario, could be kind of, sort of, type informational, make you think, type thing as to what are possibilities. So here we go. So imagine somebody comes around and they're trying to destroy your people. Now, they've already done everything they possibly can throughout, let's just say 400 plus years. Enslave, torture, every horrific possible thing that you can possibly imagine. And yet they can't seem to destroy you. They do everything. They hang you, they burn you, they eat you, they tear your body limb to limb, from limbs. They feed your children to alligators, they rape your women. Not only do they do this to you, but they do this to everybody all over the world, but in particular you. All because they know that they have stolen everything from you. They even claim your land, your heritage, your faith, everything. Everything. So it gets to the point where now you've gotten some rights and things like that, and now you're excelling in jobs and the whole 9 yards. Then they come with this program called DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the thing about DEI, it's supposed to be to help those who are not getting a chance, who are qualified to get the jobs that they deserve. It gives them an opportunity to get the jobs. And even that, up to this date, has not been righteous, according to the scenario. You haven't really gotten the jobs like you're supposed to get and everything else. But the fact of the matter is that they see that you're coming up and everything, Now also imagine that there's other bloodlines from your bloodline, because your bloodline is the first, and the only reason why these people are your bloodline, even though they're culturally different and look different, because they were raped, and you only look like, sound like, talk like, language and things like that, according to the people who stole and raped your people. Now, mind you, there's a lot of people that are already here on this land who look like you, because your race is indigenous all over the world, because they were first. Right? So now, here you are in this fictional land called, let's say, America. Amerikka. America. Yeah, America. Right? This fictional land. And they're worried now because they feel like your race has come too far, and that the other races have been coming in, right? Because the people in America have been over in their lands, causing problems with their administrations and governments, making them want to run there, making it war-torn, making them run this way. And yet they hold their hands up as if they had nothing to do with why these people are running to America. But yet, they want to condemn these people for running to where they thought their families would be safe, because they're over there messing around in their countries, overthrowing their countries and instilling their own presidents and everything, that work for America, the government itself, right? So now they're worrying about the browning of America, because they're afraid that if they become the minority, the minority, that they're going to get what they've given. When the only thing that people wanted in America was just peace, to be left alone and be given what is rightfully theirs. But we can't do that, and we can't give them peace because we just can't seem to leave them alone in America or anywhere else, pretty much, right? And so they realize that the truth is coming out about who these people are, in this scenario, right? And that they're really worried that the people are going to find out the truth, but the truth It's all a reality. So what are we going to do? Okay, we're going to burn their books. We're going to hide the information. And we're going to do everything we can to demonize these people. We're going to continue and ramp up the lies. And now those people who are a part of America that are not part of, but here, not all of them, but a lot, I said, what can we do to stop this? I know. We're going to deport them. We're going to start with the ones who supposedly came into this country, helped build this country as well, you know, but have their blood. So they find a way. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to find the worst possible person to put in the office of presidency, who's the biggest race that we could possibly find, and a vice president in this scenario that I'm putting out there. This scenario, right? And we're going to turn him loose because all he wants is power. He's not going to mess with us. He's going to mess with them. But the one thing about a greedy racist or whatever it is, or tyrant, they don't really care who they hurt as long as they get what they want, especially when they have a God complex. And this fool has a God complex, a bad one in the scenario, right? So now how are we going to keep these people from coming back? Well, I know. We're going to handcuff them, put them on planes, right? Get them over the ocean and drop them. The sharks will get them. But in this scenario, some of the bodies are washing up on shores in different places, still shackled. Oh, we're not going to mess with y'all. Y'all part of America. What we're going to do now? Oh, well, let me see here. You know, we're gonna. Oh, I know. Let's use the military and the National Guard. We're gonna put them into bad areas where only these people live, even though they're showing record low in crime rate. But you know, we have to make something up and push it and say that they are enemies, putting a bullseye on their children. We're going to commit genocide in this scenario because we have to find a way, you know, just like Hitler did. The same way Hitler did, we're doing. See, in this scenario, they don't know. We know they got over 175 buildings stuck out in the woods somewhere and everything else with guard shacks and big fences. They don't really realize that we understand they got these 3-body caskets made of plastic in the millions in the Midwest being rented on different people's land. Millions of them. They don't know in the scenario that we know this. They don't actually know that we know in the scenario what their plans are. Because they're trying to get rid of all the people who are of this bloodline to reduce the amount of people, because if they had the ability and weren't as coward as they are, they'd have been tried to do something. But they got to reduce the numbers so they can be whatever, you know, and put laws up there to put your hands up so they can shoot you with your hands up to make them feel like real men. Because they don't ever come to you one-on-one unless they're way bigger than you in this scenario. Everything that they do in the scenario is only going to end up in one way: killing as many people as they possibly can to make themselves feel comfortable, because they're scared of all the evil that they've done being returned to them. There's only one end game to this: the destruction of a people and a bloodline out of fear of retribution. They may deserve it, but the people was not trying to be all that. So now, because they've sat there and they've created this thing of divide and conquer because of culture between the bloodline, because people look different, sound different, and the light skin and the dark skin are separated. Instead of just eating that elephant one bite at a time, they decided they was going to eat the whole elephant. Now they're choking. And now they did the one thing that in this scenario the bloodline couldn't do for itself. They created a thing called the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So now all those bloodlines that look different, sound different, and talk like, and color different are now coming together because they all realize that there's only one enemy. And so now they're coming together as one, not realizing they are perpetuating their own destruction because they realize that the only thing they want to really do is wipe them off the face of the planet, except for enough to be their slaves in this scenario. You get it? You got it? Did you really read into the scenario? Good. To Yahshua be the everlasting glory. Read it where you need it.